Hi there. Thanks for stopping in and taking a listen to what I've got to say today. Today, I want to talk about what I call the football phenomenon in college admissions. And what do I mean by that? It is essentially the popularity-driven aspect of certain colleges when they make it to national championship games or even to the playoffs. So this is the eve of the national championship game. If you know me at all, you know that I'm a huge Miami Hurricane fan, so I have no problems letting you know that my loyalties lie with the Miami Hurricanes this evening in their game. But I also have been around in this business long enough to remember times when I worked at the University of Miami and we had great success in our football program, and suddenly our applications blew up the following fall. I predict that that is going to happen for both Miami and Indiana University, plus probably some of the other schools who made it further in the championship playoffs this year. So why does this even matter? I wanted to just touch on it, A, because it's fun and I love to talk about football, but mostly because it's another one of the factors in this process that is simply out of our control. And I think that is something that is so hard for our teenagers to grapple with, that there's so much of this that they simply can't predict, can't estimate, can't have any clue really of what the ultimate impact on application numbers will be as a result of something as simple as a football game. And there are so many other factors like that that play a role. There are times when it's positive. It is the university's intention to grow, for example. So they might be admitting more students in this particular year than they did in previous years. So that could help someone's chances in that particular scenario. There are other things like adding programs. For example, if a college is adding a new set of majors within a particular college, or they've added a whole new college, which hasn't happened in a while, but it's an example of something that could happen that increases growth and they need students for that particular area specifically. Again, other things that can just drive up applications are national coverage for a lot of different reasons, but really just thinking about how name recognition is such a big part of this. And I think that is something that my group has tried to share with our students and their families over the years, is that sure, name recognition is a starting point. It is also true that there are a lot of great schools out there that you just might not be as familiar with. And I understand in a teenager's mind, so often it is hard to think outside the box and think beyond what they know because that's comfortable. But in this day and age, with increasing competitiveness for spots at colleges and universities, our goal is really to try to help families have a thoughtful, thorough process in terms of building the college list. So we start by suggesting a wide range of schools for students to consider. We talk about why we think those places might be a good match and fit depending on what the students' interests are and what their strengths are, and other parameters that we go through with in our work with the family. The other thing we really want to encourage is just keeping an open mind. Ultimately, if a student applies to their top 3 schools that weren't necessarily ones suggested by anyone on my team, that's okay. We just are here to make sure that you are not leaving anything off the table in terms of considering a broad range, because with the unpredictability of admissions, you want that scope to be wide enough that there are lots of positive answers, meaning lots of admitted answers in the outcomes, so that the student is ultimately making a choice from 3, 4, 5, however many number they are ultimately admitted to, so they are not feeling like a choice has been forced in some kind of way because maybe they only got into one place. So again, our goal is always to help them end up with choices with a wide range of schools that could be a really good fit for them if they are willing to keep that open mind and to explore options and just take a look at what's available to them. So again, if Miami wins this big football game tonight, then I predict my alma mater will see quite an uptick in applications next fall. That's great for those of us who love the school, and it's something to keep in mind for everyone who is in this process with their teens and trying to figure out what level of predictability there even is to be had with all of this. So if you have any additional questions, need help building that college list, we are here to provide that kind of support and would love to talk to you about it. And go Canes.